Hey you guys, in this next video, you're going to see Vivek at Penn State giving a lecture, talking to students, and one student comes up and asks him a question who's totally nervous. This student ends up calling Vivek a name. Now watch how Vivek handles him. Have a look.
Okay. You like
That's right, don't be nervous.
You put this idea forward, and you like to think it triggers the libs on TikTok. You know, it triggers these people, it makes them angry, it makes them furious, and I just think it's very hypocritical when I could say the same thing back to you. I could say something like gender is not binary, and it would pull the same reaction among you or other people, right? And you. I'm getting to it, thank you. And I just feel like there's some hypocrisy here where holy shit, my brain's not working.
That's all right, and it's got a lot of people in the room, and I get it. Let me just give. I asked people with challenging questions to come forward. Tell me the most hypocritical thing I've said, and let me address it.
Okay.
In your opinion, yeah.
Can I please hold the mic? Damn it. Okay. You put forward this idea that it makes people mad, it makes people furious. Yeah, I can say the same thing, and it makes your base just as mad. It makes them just as angry. You propagate this idea that you're the victim of censorship, this prosecution online, and like when you put this idea forward, it doesn't make me angry. It just makes me realize I'm talking to a dumbass, quite frankly. Okay. And I only get angry when it starts to hurt people, when it starts to, people get killed, people get, people's lives are ended.
Okay.
That's when I get angry.
So look, I'm always on a mission to, because I don't think we advance our dialogue. We got to find the best possible argument for the other side. I'm going to take a minute because this one makes it a little bit harder to do that. But I think if part of the question is, let's just sort of is part of the point, do you want to own the other side and defeat them, or do you actually want to lead one country? That's maybe the heart of a positive framing of your question.
Well, I think you're very unifying.
Yeah. Well, I believe that the United States of America is actually still one United States of America, all right? And the reason I say the things that I do is that they're my beliefs. I believe there are two genders. I believe that the climate change agenda is a hoax. I believe that reverse racism is racism. I believe that an open border is not a border. I believe that parents should be the one that determine the education of their children. So those are controversial things to say. The nuclear family is not a bad word. It's the greatest form of governance. But the reason I say those things is not to make somebody else angry. No. But the reason I say those things is because I believe they are true. And the way I believe we're going to save our country is that even if you disagree with me, I will fight to the death for your right to say it. Because that's what America was founded on. And so, it's a hard thing to do. But we're still the country where we can disagree like hell and get together at the dinner table at the end of it. That is the America I actually grew up in. I miss that. I know you're nervous. The best advice I would give you next time is when you resort to, name calling, it actually does a disservice to an otherwise interesting and important point you have an opportunity to make. And I would just encourage you to dig deep and get to the heart of what's really, I think you're somebody who probably cares about national unity, actually. I think you're actually somebody who's motivated by not dividing this country. And I know it's hard to sort of confront somebody you disagree with, but just leave the epithets out next time, and it will make your own argument more credible. Thank you, my man. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Thank you.
As I watched this student try to ask his question and resort to calling Vivek a dumbass, I only can think about the type of lack of education he's getting, our children are getting right now. For him to stand up there and actually ask Vivek about how Vivek is saying things that he knows is going to make the left mad or upset, or other people mad or upset. And this guy is like, saying Vivek shouldn't do that. I'm paraphrasing, but basically his point is that Vivek shouldn't be doing that. I mean, think about it. Our kids are not being taught to communicate and how to have a discussion with someone else that has different thoughts and feelings and just different thoughts. they're not being taught how to have a conversation with someone who might think and believe differently than them. For this kid to stand up there and literally say, you're saying things to upset the left, I mean, it's hysterical. It's hysterical. I mean, Vivek was so right when he said, this is what I believe. And if it upsets you, then let's have a discussion. But don't try to censor him because it's something that upsets you or you disagree with. I mean, if we went the way this student was thinking, who would decide what was right to say and what we could only say? You know this is happening right now because Democrats are trying to censor Republicans, and they're trying to tell Democrats what to think, how to think, what to say, and what not to say. Now, to this kid's point, when he said that you're accusing us of censoring and you guys are censoring, well, yeah, so just because maybe both sides are doing it, I think Democrats are doing it way more, and like the brain masters at them, doesn't mean you don't call each other out on it. And whoever's listening, to give them the option to go do the research themselves to find out what the real answer is. I mean, it's just pathetic the way our kids are being educated.